Hi everybody. Hi everybody. Let's hope the tech works well here. Now, all I see is I see myself on the screen and I'm trying to figure this out. I don't see the comments. So I don't know how you're supposed to look at the comments. Let me see if I tap it, if I can see you guys. No, just see a little circle. Well, I'm gonna see if I can go into, I have my notes here, because we are going to talk about the 7 mistakes people make when, oh, wait, somebody says, you look great, Katie. I can put, it says, put on a mask to give yourself a fun look. Tap the magic wand to try one on. Ooh, I'm gonna tap though, let's see. Ooh, a mask. Ooh. Ah, you know what? Forget it. I'm not gonna do that. All right. Now how do I get rid of that? No mask. All right, here we go. So, sorry. I just had lunch. All right, I checked for spinach. I don't know what happened. All right, so if you're here, please put a comment, put a question. Oh, I see that 3 people are here. Maybe if I push this, let me see. See, they say for you to do this, but I don't see how to do that. No, I want to see who's here. Dang it. All right, I'm going to see if I can do it on my Facebook page while we're waiting for a few people to get here. All right, let's see. Facebook, let's see. Meanwhile, you can ask questions and you can, of course it's asking me to log in. No, don't want that. Hold on. We will get this eventually, I promise you. And I have some really good tips. Oh, yes! Let's see, can I see it? Oh yeah, okay. Well, 2 comments. All right, I got the comments here. Okay, hopefully I'll be able to see it. All right, hopefully I will answer everybody's questions. If I can't, I will answer them later after I'm off. I don't know why this has been so tough for me, but now I would love to hear what genre you're writing, so please put it in the comments below. That I do know is below me. I would love to see that. And you can ask comments, you can ask questions and leave comments there. And let's see, when people are doing this, they usually are able to do it they are able to see it as it happens. Wait, oh, I got it. Okay. Leave comments there. No, but I don't want to hear you. And there we go, I muted myself. That must have been weird. So, I wanted to let you know, if you're not in our Facebook group, you can join our Facebook group. It's fantastic. We answer lots of questions. We have lots of writing prompts. There's a ton of support there. We got a lot of people in there. There's over 1,700 people there. I'm in there every day. So please feel free to join us. It's a lot of fun. And every day, we have prompts every day. And I have polls, and you get to, make your voice heard. For example, our newest contest was chosen by a poll that I put up there and asked everybody, what do you want your next contest to be? So if you were writing middle grade adventure fiction and it's right up your alley, you have a better chance to rank and to win because you get to vote in the poll saying, yeah, this is what I want. Also, if you like our Facebook page at facebook.com/ICL page, you will be notified when we do these lives. And Lauren, who's in one of our support people, she's starting to do lives and she's answering questions. She did a great job last week. I'm gonna try to slow her down. Last week, I'm gonna try to slow her down. And we will be answering questions. So any questions you have about writing, about the Institute of Children's Literature, anything, just send them in. You can send them in to learn@instituteforwriters.com, or put them in the comments below, or give them to us in the Facebook group. There's lots of ways to get in touch. All right. And if you like the Facebook page, then you'll be notified every time we go live. So that's kind of cool. All right. So when you submit to editors, there's a standard. And the reason we started doing contests is, and doing added value things, is because we wanted to help the people that we work with, writers, right? So I'm really not a rule follower. I hate rules. I've always been the person I was the little kid who was like, but why do we have to do it that way? I still am. I don't get why there has to be so many rules. But in this case, rules are really good because there are standards. So if somebody's writing a screenplay, it has to be like the person who's saying something has to be in the center. I mean, there's basic standards. If you send in a screenplay to a producer and it's all in like one single space paragraph, they're gonna know you don't know what you're doing. Same thing with submitting to an editor. And the reason we have rules in the contest is because they help you get used to submitting to editors. They are the same submission guidelines that editors in publishing companies have. And this is what we have in our courses too. You submit your lessons the same way that publishing companies have you submit your work. So there's reasons. And if the editor sees you aren't following those standards, they're going to know that you're not a professional, you don't know what you're doing, you haven't studied your craft, you haven't learned what you need to learn. So that's why. And when we have our contests, we have awesome prizes. We have cash prizes up to $1,300, and we also award critiques. So it's really cool. I mean, it's so much fun. The webinars have been amazing. They're a free lesson, and anybody who enters the contest gets to come to this free lesson and join us. So the people who win the critique are the people who won the contest. There are 5 winners, and they win money and they win a critique live during the lesson. So that's the lesson everyone can come to, whether you entered or not. And people who don't enter the writing contest, they can actually just join the lesson. Usually we charge $7. So basically that's pretty good, $7 for an ICL lesson. So basically we want to teach all these things, and when we started doing the critiques live, people who didn't win were disappointed that we weren't critiquing everyone. But because it was part of the prize, if you didn't win, you didn't get critiqued live. So we started a critique service. And if you want to check that out, just go to instituteforwriters.com, and there's a button right in the upper nav, and it says critiques. And you can go there, and it's much, much more in depth. And you get tons of notes. You get a minimum 2-page letter from the critiquer. But we always get these questions. And so I asked our last judge, Nancy Kofelt, could you answer what are the top things, the most mistakes, the biggest mistakes people make in the contest? Like, why did you reject some people? People were upset. So she wrote back, and it was great. And I can tell you this, I looked at what she answered, and I can almost guarantee you across the board, any of our judges would say the same thing. And we don't, by the way, people get very, very wrapped up in like, well, if I have one typo, are you going to reject it? Are you going to disqualify me? No. Okay, as somebody said, you'd have to write the entire thing in Vulcan to be, summarily disqualified. But you do have to follow certain criteria. So, number 1, this is Nancy's number 1. The entry didn't follow submission guidelines. Now, some were over the word count. I allowed for a few words over the 500 word cap. That particular contest was 500 words, but some were much longer. And we had a word count. So some weren't about a holiday at all. And this particular contest that she's referring to was a contest about write a story about a holiday. Any holiday. You could write about any holiday. It could be Arbor Day, okay? But it had to be about a holiday. So if you didn't write about a holiday, right? Or 1,000 words about about just a day in the life, that's nothing, right? Are these? Well, I don't know if you're seeing what's on my screen, but I hope not. People wrote text to me and I forgot to block the text. Okay, so one of the most common reasons, Nancy wrote to me, a publisher rejects a manuscript is that it didn't follow their specified guidelines. So, same with the contest. Number two, second reason that most people were, most common reason that people were rejected, no conflict. Conflicts don't have to be Indiana Jones type peril. Even a gentle conflict works well, especially for young readers. Some entries followed the activities of the holiday, but there was no problem to be solved, and that ends up not holding the interest of the reader. And Nancy says it made it difficult to relate to the main character or be invested in the outcome of the story, because what do you care if it's just like first we did this, then we did this, then we did that, then it's just a listing of things to do, right? So you have to be like, you know, Johnny's looking for his Christmas present, or the one he got for his mom, or the one he made for his mom, and he can't find it anywhere, and it's Christmas morning and it's gone, and you know, that ratchets up the tension, and that makes the reader want to find out and makes the reader invested in Johnny, right? So yeah, so no conflict, you need a conflict. 3, and these, don't forget, this isn't just one person. These are the most common mistakes that people make. And this was what Nancy told me, but I'm telling you, I know our judges, and I bet you anything that across the board, this is an issue. Number 3, and also this is an issue just in general for beginner writers a lot of times. Okay, adult main character. These are stories for children, so the main character needs to be a kid, and the problems need to be solved by that main character. She says, Mom or Grandma were the main characters in many stories, even when there was a child present in these stories. Young readers don't relate to adults in the adult world other than getting their needs met. Young readers relate to young main characters. The most successful stories stuck to the kid world and that experience. Number 4, I'm just going to go back to number 3 for a second. Just remember all of the great books that you loved as a child. You know, go to the bookstore. Go to your local independent bookstore and go through all the new books. Look at picture books. Look at all the books. There are no adult main characters in any of those books. And I say that, and not to go, I love the library. You could go to the library, but look at new books, okay? And usually the bookstores have new books right out there. And these are books that were published by big publishers, so you know what is selling now. Okay, number 4, no main character. Though poems can skirt the traditional main character requirement, prose needs one of the vast majority of, well, hold on a second, I'm not reading this right. No main character. Though poems can skirt the traditional main character requirement, prose needs one in the vast majority of cases. Multiple points of view can mush the characters, that's the technical word. Multiple points of view can mush the characters into a kind of character blob. That makes it harder to be invested in the story and its plot. So you need a main character. You can't just, have like a bunch of people sort of wandering around. Number 5, this is a big one. It's a big one, and I know that a couple of people in the last lesson that we had, they were asking, but wait, why not have a lesson? And this is a lessony ending, or an ending that isn't a true resolution to the conflict. Adult characters solved, not just assisted, the problems in some of the entries. That led to the overt lesson in many cases. She says, I saw entries with endings that have been used to the point that they became cliches, such as they all smiled, or they all laughed, or it was all just a dream, which makes the reader feel ripped off, makes the reader feel like, and also takes away any of the investment that you had in it. Oh, it's just a dream, it didn't really happen, then I don't care about it. She says, circling back to the initial problem was the result of the most successful endings of the contest entries. Circling back. And number 6, telling when they could be showing. A Google search of show, don't tell will bring up a lot of terrific posts on this important writing technique. This is really important. Showing inner thoughts using dialogue and action was key to making the most successful entries sparkle. And we get this question a lot. Our students ask, like, how do I show and not tell? And an example of this would be, if you see somebody angry, and look at the people around you in your life, and watch how you know what they're feeling. You see somebody angry, you see their jaw set, you see their brow furrowed, you see them, gnashing their teeth, or their fists clenched, or something, their body stiffened, or somebody who's shy, they might look down, or they might, or somebody who's lying might, look away, or something like that. And you don't need to say that they felt this, or they felt this. That's telling. You say, you write, there were, he clenched his teeth, his jaw pulsed, or whatever. That's showing. And the last common error. Errors is the last common error. Nancy says, I would overlook a few errors in an entry, but in some, the basics of grammar and punctuation weren't as strong as they needed to be for a contest or for a publisher submission. And remember, one of the reasons that we do these contests, the contests take a lot of work for us. There are a lot of people involved on the back end that you guys don't see. So, we do these to help you, to help our writer community. So if you send in a submission to us that is riddled with punctuation errors, or riddled with grammar mistakes, and all of this stuff, then it's very, very difficult for you to make the leap over to submitting successfully. And so that's why we have the added value of the lessons afterwards. And that's why we, sorry, I'm seeing all these things pop up all of a sudden, like these, and sorry, it was distracting. But keep doing it. Keep giving me the thumbs up. I love it. And Facebook likes it also, actually. And I'm gonna look on here in a second to see if you guys asked me any questions or commented. But this is one of the things that you'll learn by entering the contest. You learn to not make as many mistakes, and so that's really good. And I think we should have some kind of instruction on this maybe in the next webinar. Well, we'll talk about it and see what we can do. Suggestions are always welcome. So anyway, she says she would overlook a few errors in an entry, but in some, the basics of grammar and punctuation weren't as strong as they needed to be for a contest or for a publisher submission. There are wonderful grammar books available and many, many sites that provide grammar help to get that submission as squeaky clean as possible. And Nancy was an amazing judge. And what I will also tell you is I love Grammar Girl. I love her podcast and her website and her newsletter, and she's awesome, and you can trust what she says. I believe what she says. Okay, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. Thanks for coming. Lynn Osborne says, you're not quite understanding circling back. Okay, first I'm going to read that comment again from Nancy. Okay, that was number 5. lessony ending or an ending that isn't a true resolution to the conflict was a big error. Adult characters solved, not just assisted, the problems in some of the entries. That led to the overt lesson in many cases. I saw entries with endings that have been used to the point that they've become cliches. They all smiled, or they all laughed, or it was all just a dream. Circling back to the initial problem was the result of the most successful endings of the contest entries. Now, over the next few weeks, we will be publishing the contest winners in our newsletter. So if you want to read them, you should be one of our subscribers, because you can see what she's talking about. And what I think she means is, doesn't just abandon the initial premise and circle back and solve the conflict. Trying to remember, I can't off the top of my head, they were so amazing. We had a lot of really great submissions, and I know that Nancy had a very hard time choosing who should win, because there were so many. That is the only comment, really, you guys? I know there's a little lag in time, but do you want to ask any questions? Lynn, did you understand that, what I meant by that? And you know what? I can ask Nancy too, and I will relay her response to you if she's not here. If that is all, I am gonna go. And on Friday, we will have another Facebook Live with Lauren. Oh, good. You're welcome, Lynn. I'm glad that helped. And somebody asked if it was kosher to have their entry critiqued by our critique service. And absolutely, you can absolutely do that. So, all right, I think I'm gonna go. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. I got a couple of thumbs up. Feel free to share this. And there's Nancy. Nancy says, circling back means that if a problem is presented, it needs to be addressed. Exactly, right. That's kind of what I said, right? I think, I hope. So that's excellent. And this video, we are going to embed it on our site at instituteforwriters.com. And good, Pam. Excellent. Pam Miller says she needs to begin earlier. Your entry was written too quickly. I love that. And we are sticking. I know that in the past, sometimes some things have happened, whether it was a technical glitch or people said they didn't know, and we extended the deadline. We're not going to do that anymore, because you know what that was doing? That was helping you guys become procrastinators, because I felt like it was teaching you that we would just extend the deadline, and we're not going to do that. So, February 28th, the next contest will be over. So I really hope that you will write your first draft, put it away in a drawer for a week, then take it out and polish it up. Think about the previous winners. Think about what we're saying. Work on it. Don't just whip it out. You could win. You could actually win, okay? It's not like millions of people are entering these, okay? We get maybe 500. That's a totally doable ratio. Okay, and then plus you get to come to the webinars, and you can do this. I really believe you can do this. We got some amazing pieces of writing. So start now. I know it's the holidays, but just put in a little time, get up a little half an hour earlier, sit down, write. You can do it, and put in the time, put it away, take it out, look at it, move some words around, put it away, get it out in January. You got a lot of time, all right? It's 750 words, this next one. Hi, Ria. Now I'm seeing, now I know why I wasn't seeing it before, because you guys weren't saying anything. So Ria says, hi, what other contests besides the next one will you be offering? Oh, we don't tell that. This one that we're in now, actually, I think I did tell that, because everybody voted. You guys voted in the Facebook group. So Ria, if you are in the Facebook group, and I apologize if I don't recognize your name, but there's 1,700 people in the Facebook group. So if you are in the Facebook group and you look up the poll, which you'd have to scroll down, you could do a search maybe, you'll see what the second place was. And I don't remember what it was, because I'm concentrated now on running the new contest, which is open now. And it's middle grade adventure fiction, and it's 750 words. So, and it's a story, standalone story. So you might be able to sell it to a magazine, you know. And the podcast, writingforchildren.com, you can go there, or on iTunes, and you can listen to all of the episodes all about magazine writing, and that could help you too. But that's for later. Write the story first, okay? Hi, Debbie. Thanks for coming. She says, will there be one winning story published per newsletter, and which place will you be in with? We're just like the beauty contest. We do the fifth first, then fourth, third, you know. We do it backwards and ascending, and we end up with the first place because we want to torture you. No, because we want to make it exciting. And we did publish the winners, I think. I can't remember now. I can't remember how we did that. I think we published the winners on the Facebook, in the Facebook group. And yes, there's one winning story published per newsletter. So it's one a week, so 5 weeks. And if there are any more questions, I'm happy to answer them. I would love to know what genre you guys are writing. I think you weren't here yet when I was asking that at the beginning. But it doesn't look like any other questions are being asked, so I'm going to head out unless I see anything pop up. And thank you so much for coming. This is great. We had like 20 people here at one time, so thank you. I really appreciate it. And thank you, everybody who asked a question. That was also awesome. I will see you and next week. Next week I'll be here on Wednesday. Send in your questions if you have any, and I'll answer them. And Friday will be student services questions. Rhea. Every time I'm about to go, there's a new question. Rhea asks, if we submit a story to ICL, may we submit it in another contest at the same time? No, all the rules are on our website at instituteforwriters.com. And I can't remember the link. Kelly, are you on? If Kelly's on and you can include the link to the contest, that would be great. I don't remember the link right now, but in the Facebook group, I will post that. I know there's a link to the contest in the Facebook group. Oh, yeah, I know where the link is. If you go to instituteforwriters.com and scroll down to the bottom, there's a link at the bottom of the page. There's a big picture. I made it. I should remember these things. Because I'm doing nothing but eating bonbons. I don't know why I don't remember these things. So yeah, go to instituteforwriters.com, scroll to the bottom, and there's a big picture for the contest. Okay? But no, I don't think you're allowed to do that because that's against the rules. But as soon as the contest is over, you can enter it somewhere else. And that's it. I am going to go now. All right? Bye, you guys. Thank you so much for coming.